Welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss about social research, its meaning and characteristics. Actually, it's very difficult task to discuss about social research within 1 hour or half an hour. Today I will just discuss about some very brief things which are very related, which are very important to understand social research, to conduct any kind of social research. So, first of all, while talking about research, it's very important question: what is research? It is careful and exhaustive investigation of a phenomenon with an objective of advancing knowledge. It is a careful and detailed study into a specific problem or concern or issue using the scientific method. And this careful study and investigation mostly conducted for the purpose of discovering and explaining new knowledge. So here, first important thing is to know what is the aim of research. This is about discovering the truth. That means social research or research mostly conducted by researcher to discover truth. It is not like that you always try to discover the new truth. Sometimes research may be conducted to verify the old one also. So purpose of research is to unfold truth by scientific methods. And one thing every researcher should be in their mind, that it is not the end of the problem, it is rather the beginning. That means research always help the researcher, or the result of research always help the researcher to conduct a new research. So it is not like that research is the end of the problem. It is not like that. After completed of one research, the consequences or result of that research help other researchers again to conduct another research on the basis of that research. So it is not the end of the problem, it is rather beginning. So here I include some very important definition of research which are very important to understand it. First of all, Theodorsson, what he said? What they said, it is a systematic and objective attempt to study a problem for the purpose of deriving general principles. That means, first of all, a term used that is systematic. Research should be systematic one. In context of sociology, suppose I am going to conduct a sociological investigation. So in that context, I will have to follow some steps. Yes, I will have to make a different video on that what are the various steps that should be followed by researcher, because that are very detailed analysis. I will have to discuss on that. But it's very important to know that each and every researcher should follow some steps. For example, you will have to select this topic, you will have to conduct some pilot study, you will have to review some literature, you will have to collect the data by using some methods, you will have to systematize the data, include the data, put the data into tabulation form, you have to analyze the data, you have to classify the data. So there is a number of steps you will have to follow. So it is systematic investigation and it is objective attempt. That means researcher should be free from his own personal biasness, likeness, dislikeness, etc. And his aim is to deriving general principles that should be acceptable to all, or that should be truth, that should be reality. Robert Bunn said again the same thing almost, but he said that it is systematic investigation to find solution to a problem. P.B. Young, he said what is social research? It is the scientific method of discovering new facts. We may discover some new facts through research, or we may be verify the old one. Their sequence, interrelationship of various facts, causal explanation is about to find out or to explain the cause and effect relationship, the natural laws which govern them. Again, Theodorsson, in context of scientific method, he said, it's very important to remember that social research always use some scientific methods to discover new facts. So what are the various scientific methods? In this context, Theodorsson say that scientific method is building of a body of scientific knowledge. He mostly said about 4 kind of methods, for example, observation, experimentation, generalization, verification. In that way, social researchers use numbers of scientific methods. For example, in sociological investigation, we use observation, we use interview, we use questionnaire, we use content analysis, numbers of method to use. So these are some scientific methods through which we can able to find a real fact behind any kind of issue or problem of the society. Next important thing is to know why a researcher conduct research. Research, it is required because every human being desires to know some important thing about any phenomenon that is around him. So that's why researcher conducts some research. So it's an every researcher should keep in mind this thing that that means who or which is this phenomenon. That means when he is going to conduct a particular research, definitely he should be in his mind that which is this phenomenon, who is the phenomenon. Next, how. That means how this phenomenon has happened or arrived. Next, when. That means when this phenomenon has happened or arrived. Next, where. That means from where it has happened or arrived. What. That means what it is or what is its nature. And why. That means why it has happened or arrived. So these are very, very important thing, very basic thing. That why research are important, why research are required. These are the very important thing. Next important things are about the different characteristics of social research. As social research, it studies about human behavior and social problems or issues of the society. And the main idea behind research is to discover new interrelationship, new knowledge, new facts, and also to verify old one. It's not like that research is always concerned with study about or to find out the new knowledge about new facts or discover the new interrelationship of various issues or problems. And also it tries to verify the old problem or old, you can see that some old knowledge also or some established truth also, it can verify that. So social research, it always tries to find out the causal connection between various human activities and the natural laws that govern them by the means of logical and systematized method. So this is the thing that social research, it tries to find a causal connection. It's about the cause and effect relationship. Definitely if there is a problem, there is some cause. So social research always try to find out the factors behind any kind of issues or problems. It's about, it try to find out the causal connection between various human activities and about natural laws, and what are the means that are by means of logical and systematized method. So the main purpose of social research is to discover those laws which can be the proper guidelines for studying human conduct and behavior. So its aim at understanding the human behavior and its interaction. So P.B. Young, he said that primary aim of research is to understand social life. Through research, we just try to understand the social life of the people. Here, I include some very important characteristics, mostly mentioned by, one is by Horton and Hunt. They given some very important characteristics of scientific method or scientific research, because research should be scientific one. It's in every research should be scientific one, and then we can find out the actual result behind the phenomenon. So what are the characteristics of scientific research? These are first, verifiable evidence. That means that evidence, that means we always collect some information, we always collect some data from the study, from the research. So that should be based on factual observation, that should be fact. That means an observer should, or an observer can see and seek, that should be like that. Suppose I am conducting a research, I have completed the research, other researchers try to find out, try to study that. So here that fact should be observable to him also. So that should be verifiable one. Accuracy, that's about describing what really exists. Precision, that means it making the result as exact as necessary. Systematization, It means collecting the data in a systematic and organized way. Already I discussed about it, that researchers should be follow some very important steps. He will have to conduct this study systematically. Objectivity, he will have to free from his own personal biasness, likeness or dislikeness. Suppose I am a Hindu by religion, if I am going to conduct a study about, a research on suppose Hindu religion, if I will include my own personal viewpoints on that, that should be biased and I cannot find out the actual result. So researcher should be very much objective in while he is going to conduct a research. He should be free from his own personal biasness. He should be free from own personal likeness or dislikeness. He will have to present the thing what exactly it is. Recording, this is very important. He will have to record the data so that that will be accessible to other people. Controlling condition and training investigation. Training investigation are also very important. In sometimes researcher needs some training so that they can conduct the research in more scientific manner. Henry Jensen has given again 4 characteristics of scientific research. First one is empirical. That means it should be based on observation and reasoning, not speculation. He said it is theoretical. It is based on some theoretical perception. It has some theoretical base, and that kind of theoretical interpretation always help the researcher to conduct the research in more scientific way, in more systematic way. It is cumulative. That means here generalization or theories are corrected, that may be rejected, and a newly developed theories are built upon one another. That's why it is cumulative in nature. It is non-ethical. That means it is not concerned with good and bad. They only explain them. So here again I want to include some very important points about motivating factors of research, social research. Okay. Actually, while talking of research, sometimes we talk about empirical research, sometimes we talk about library research, historical research, social research, and so on. There's a number of research here. But in each and every research, researchers are always motivated by some factors. What are the factors? First of all, I just actually mentioned about P.B. Young interpretation regarding 4 motivating factors of research. There are numbers of factors. I just include these 4 factors, and it helps all the listener to understand social research or the motivating factors of social research. First one, curiosity about unknown. Means according to her, curiosity is an intrinsic trait of human mind and a compelling drive in the exploration of man's surrounding. Curiosity. We are very curious about the surrounding. It is about intrinsic trait of human mind and a compelling drive. Next one, desire to understand the cause and effect relationship of widespread social problem. That means search for cause and effect relationship has been more relentless than almost any other scientific effort upon which human energies has been spent. Appearance of novel and unanticipated situation. Sometimes some researchers may face that kind of problem, and that may like you can say help her, that may encourage her that yes, you will have to conduct this kind of study. So that kind of situation also maybe encourage some researcher to conduct some research work. Then again, desire to discover new and test old scientific procedure as an efficient way to gain useful and fundamental knowledge. So this is also a very important thing, that this may be desire to discover new and test old scientific procedure, that whether scientific procedures are appropriate or not, whether we can use some other scientific procedure. So these are some other way so that they can gain some useful and fundamental knowledge. So these are the 4 motivating factors mostly mentioned by P.B. Young. And moreover, you can see that understanding, analysis and explanation of social phenomena, that may be also considered as primary motivating factors of social research. So from the above discussion, now we can conclude that social research, mostly the aim of social research is to understand the functioning of society. It aims to study individual behavior and social action. It aims to evaluate social problems, their effects on society, and to find out possible solution. It aims to explore social reality and explain social life. through the research, social researcher or sociological researcher aims to understand the cause and effect relationship of widespread social problems, and they mostly try to develop some theories. And the main purposes of social research are to explore, to describe, and to explain. So these are very very basic thing of social research. I will have to discuss about some important thing also, and I will prepare another video on that. That about why social researchers are important, what are the qualities of a researcher, because to conduct a research he needs some quality. For example, actually a researcher knows more and more about less and less. This is very important. And the qualities of a researcher are like scientific mind, seeker of truth and knowledge, alertness, insight and imagination, quick power understanding, trained and educated, patience and perseverance, objectivity, knowledge of scope, and imagination. These are some qualities. So, including all those things, yes, I will have to make another video, because within a video it's not possible to include all those things. So today I just conclude by saying that social research are very very important, and research should be scientific one, and social research should be scientific one, and that's why actually as social research is scientific one, that's why it is considered scientific research also, or it always use some very very important scientific method in conducting its research. Thank you so much.